Kim Jong Un and Xi Jinping are two of the most influential leaders of the modern era, known for their absolute power within their respective countries. But behind their political agendas and public personas, both have shown a surprising affinity for absurdly expensive luxuries. Kim Jong Un, the leader of North Korea, has earned a reputation for indulging in lavish items that are completely disconnected from the suffering of his own people. One of the most extravagant purchases Kim made was a $500,000 super yacht. This was no ordinary boat. Equipped with a full-length pool, luxurious interiors, and all the amenities a dictator could ever want, it was a symbol of wealth and power. The yacht, however, stood in stark contrast to the conditions in North Korea, where many citizens face extreme poverty, food shortages, and human rights violations. Kim Jong-un's obsession with luxury extended beyond the seas, as he also splurged on an $800 million private jet, a Boeing 747-8, complete with gold-plated trim, a state-of-the-art bedroom, and lavish bathrooms. It's hard to imagine a leader who claims to serve his people opting for such a decadent personal aircraft, while millions in his country live without basic necessities like electricity, food, or medical supplies. But this plane was more than just a mode of transportation. It was a flying palace that allowed Kim to travel in total comfort and style, further cementing his persona as a leader who could afford to live in excess while his citizens were left to suffer. Adding to his collection of luxurious items, Kim Jong-un has a reported wine collection that would make even the wealthiest individuals blush. He reportedly owns rare bottles worth over $100,000 each, some of which are imported from France and Italy. In a country where food scarcity is rampant, it seems almost absurd that the leader would indulge in such extravagant tastes. Kim's obsession with luxury and opulence is a display of power and control, reinforcing his status as a leader who, despite running one of the most isolated nations in the world, seeks to live as though he were a monarch in the modern age. Across the border, Xi Jinping, the president of China, shares a similar appetite for extravagant purchases, despite his public image as a proponent of modesty and anti-corruption. Xi Jinping's purchasing habits reveal a different kind of excess, one that reflects both his political ambitions and his personal indulgence. One of his most notorious luxury purchases is his $15 million mansion in Beijing. This isn't just any home. It's a sprawling estate designed to provide ultimate comfort and seclusion. Equipped with every luxury imaginable, from marble floors to the most expensive furniture and finishes. While Xi Jinping publicly champions a fight against corruption and advocates for simpler lifestyles for government officials, this lavish mansion tells a different story. One of opulence and an underlying desire to showcase his power and wealth in a country where income inequality is rampant and millions live in poverty. But the mansion is just the beginning of Xi's indulgence in luxury. Xi Jinping is also known for his love of expensive vehicles. Reports have surfaced about his extensive fleet of luxury cars, including top-of-the-line models like Rolls-Royces and Audis. These cars, each costing hundreds of thousands of dollars, reflect a world leader with a thirst for extravagance, even as he presents himself as someone who's in touch with the common people. These cars, often used for official duties and ceremonial events, serve as symbols of Xi's status and power in China. Power that is marked not only by his control over the country, but also by his ability to enjoy the world's finest luxuries, while many Chinese citizens struggle to make ends meet. Perhaps one of the most telling examples of Xi's lavish lifestyle is his alleged purchase of private islands. While details are scarce, reports have suggested that Xi has purchased several secluded islands for private vacations and relaxation. These islands, often situated in exotic locations, are considered a high-status symbol, accessible only to the ultra-wealthy elite. It's a stark contrast to the lives of ordinary Chinese citizens who live in crowded cities, facing pollution, high costs of living, and limited social mobility. For Xi, these private retreats are an opportunity to escape the pressures of leadership and indulge in peace and tranquility, all while his country faces significant challenges, from economic slowdowns to increasing social unrest. When you look at the extravagant lifestyles of Kim Jong Un and Xi Jinping side by side, it becomes clear that both men have a tendency to indulge in excessive luxury, even though their countries are home to vast numbers of people living in hardship. These purchases are not just about personal pleasure. They are deeply symbolic. For Kim, it's about projecting power and maintaining an image of authority, even if that means flaunting riches in a nation that can barely feed its people. For Xi, the luxury items serve as a reminder of his status, not only as a leader of the Communist Party of China, but also as a man who controls vast wealth and power. These leaders' stupidly expensive purchases, whether it's Kim's private jets and yachts, or Xi's luxury cars and mansions, speak volumes about the stark contrast between the world they inhabit and the lives of their people. They are a reminder of the deep inequalities that exist in these countries, where the ruling elite are free to indulge their every whim while the majority of the population is left to struggle in silence. Kim Jong Un's obsession with expensive, high-end luxury items, including his yachts, private jets, and rare wine collections, reflects a desire to maintain control and power through opulence and indulgence, while his citizens face extreme economic hardships. Similarly, Xi Jinping's purchases, from his $15 million mansion in Beijing to his fleet of luxury vehicles and private islands, paint a picture of a leader who is willing to flaunt his wealth despite advocating for austerity for others. In the end, these purchases are not just about wealth. They are about the unchecked power and privilege that come with being at the top. As both men continue to rule their respective nations, their extravagant spending serves as a stark reminder of the stark divides between the leaders and their people. These purchases may seem absurd to some, but to Kim Jong Un and Xi Jinping, they are symbols of the power they command and the extravagant lives they are able to lead, regardless of the hardships their citizens face. Kim Jong Un and Xi Jinping's extravagant purchases show just how far some world leaders will go to flaunt their wealth and power. But what does this say about the leaders of today? Are we witnessing the height of privilege, or is it something deeper? Let me know your thoughts on these lavish lifestyles in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening content on the world's most powerful figures and their outrageous spending habits.